Hey, hi everyone, Nick here. Hey, we're slowly kind of making our way, crawling our way out of level 3 and into level 2, and hopefully for a lot of you, life's starting to return to a little bit more like normal. And while it probably hasn't been happening as quickly as we would have liked, the good news is that we're making progress, and it's slow progress, I get that, but we're getting there. We're allowed to meet in groups of 10 now for the next fortnight, and all things going well, this amount will increase as the weeks progress. I guess you could kind of think of a little bit like Joshua and the people of Israel making their way into the promised land. It's a step-by-step process. And step by step, I guess we're walking into the promised land of normality. But as I said last week, it's probably not going to be happening as quickly as we'd like. So you might be asking, well, what's next? How are we going to gather as a church family? Well, over the next few weeks, our goal is to provide communities of worship for everyone who wishes to attend. Now, that's a great idea, but that's also a big challenge because we have a lot of people in our church family, and we have a relatively small building. So you might well ask the question, well, how's that going to work for us and how we gather? Well, our exec team have been working towards a solution. And it's really what we're planning to do is become a multi-site church for at least the next few months anyway. As you can see in the diagram, about 60% of our people live in the Warkworth area, and another 20% live in Snells Beach and Matakana, and then the other 20% live around the place in Matakana and Puhoi and Kaipara and all those kind of places, and Mahurangi West. So we've had to kind of take into that dynamic into how we operate. And because a number of people have already indicated, hey, they've got homes available for us and for house churches, we currently have all our outlying areas, Matakana, Kaipara, Mahurangi West, they're all covered in terms of being able to kind of provide a place of worship, as well as most of Snells Beach and Algies Bay. But at the moment we're currently working on Warkworth, and as you can see, we've got a lot of people who live in Warkworth who are part of our church family, about 300. So at the moment we're kind of about 60% there in terms of our ability to accommodate all the Warkworth people in our church family. Now generally, if you look at the actual people who attend a church on a Sunday, that should be well enough to cover the people who come to church. But we also want to provide spaces for people who want to bring their friends or their neighbours, invite them along as well, because what we've noticed is there seem to be a lot more people listening to our messages online than coming on Sundays. And we suspect part of this is due to all the things going on at the moment and all of the unsettled environment, and the people are a lot more open to God. And so we wanted to try and make as much space as possible and to be for people to come, but also to gather as safely as possible. So with that, you might ask, well, what will a house church look like? Well, how will it operate? What we're trying to do is try and keep things as simple as possible. And so the plan is for our house church services to focus on 3 things: hearing, sharing, and praying. Hear, share, and prayer. And so in terms of hearing, it's watching our message together, listening together to the word. In terms of prayer, it's praying for one another. And then in terms of sharing, it's actually just gathering together in fellowship and having a cup of coffee and tea together. And these are all things that are allowed in level 2. Now, some groups also might want to do a bit of singing and worship or a question and answer time. But that will be kind of dependent on the house leader and what they feel up to doing. And depending on how long level 2 lasts, we may adjust it. But at the moment, the 3 things: hear, share, and prayer. Those are our 3 key things in terms of how we operate as house churches. We'll also be planning to supply people with technical expertise to assist setting up because I know that some of you you'd love to have people in, but you're perhaps a little technologically challenged. So we're looking to help you out there as well. And so I would ask if you're still interested in opening up your house for groups of maybe 6 or more, and that you can accommodate 6 or more safely, particularly within the Warkworth and Snells Beach areas. Please email us at pastor@mahu.org.nz, And Karen Jones will be in touch with you, and she'll be able to walk you through the requirements necessary for hosting. We'll also be supplying things like sanitizer and other things to help the hosts out over this time. Now, finally, we also realise that not everyone will be in a position to attend the church meeting. We completely understand this, but some of you are far more vulnerable than others. And so for those of you in this position, we're going to continue to broadcast our services over Facebook and on our YouTube channel as well. Now, at the moment, our plan is to have house churches ready to go by Sunday the 31st. Now, of course, that's kind of dependent on the national situation. But over the next 2 weeks, people will be contacting you to see if we can connect you with a house church nearby. But if you are watching and perhaps you're not on our database, but you'd like to attend, or maybe if no one has called you within the next 2 weeks, I'll really encourage you to email us at pastor@mahu.org.nz and we'll be in touch. So that's the plan for the moment. Now, this Sunday we're looking to explore what freedom in God's family looks like as we carry on our series, Whānau of Freedom. And even in these times where there are restrictions and fear, Jesus promises us a life that rises us above these obstacles, a life with freedom that no one can take away. So with that, I just encourage you to join us this Sunday on MahuChurch YouTube or Facebook. But until then, God bless everyone and have a great week.